Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Inspirational Corner with me, your host, Stylisha Bolton, where we encourage you in this podcast to live bold, live loud, and live authentically in life without apology. And if you have not listened to episode one, I am truly encouraging you to listen to episode one for the Inspirational Corner because in episode one, I discussed what the Inspirational Corner podcast was about, and I also gave you some backstory of who I am. And so, with that said, let's get into the topic on today. Today, we're going to be discussing on how you can create an intentional year, and I'm going to give you three simple steps on how to create an intentional year. Now, we know that January is almost pretty much gone. We have like almost a week or two left, and January will be out of here, and then we'll be stepping into February. So before 2020 came in and took center stage, I know many of us made goals, resolutions, vision boards, and everything up under the sun. And the onset of January brings a new beginning, freshness, enthusiasm to make our dreams a reality. However, with most of us, once January is gone, we kind of lose that momentum. February is step in, and then we lose our spark, and everything begins to fizzle. We're no longer sticking to our goals and our visions, and everything just tends to fade to black. And so when the dust starts to settle, we find ourselves back to square one at the beginning, waiting for a new year to create more goals, resolution, and vision boards. Now, if this sounds familiar, then guess what? I have a solution for you. Now, when I looked at the dictionary and looking up the word intention, according to the Webster Dictionary, intention is defined as an act or instance of determining mentally upon some action or result. And I was like, what? So I had to read it again. Let me read it again too to you all. It's an act or instance of determining mentally upon some action or result. And so I decided to define the word intention and make it a little bit clearer for myself. So I kind of translated the word intention as changing your mindset to create an effect to accomplish your goals. So basically, when you set an intention to do something, you already are creating it in your mind. It first has to start in your mind, changing your mindset. Because when we go into a new year, we say, "Oh man, I have these goals and I have this vision board and I have these resolutions," or whatever you choose to do to create your plan for a new year. We have all these things that we want to accomplish, but yet instead we forget that we have not changed our old mindset from the prior year, and we have failed to produce our goals because we didn't change our mindset. And then we'll lose that momentum. We'll become sluggish. We'll be making excuses. We'll start procrastinating because we have not changed our mindset. Instead, we have drugged the old mindset from last year or years prior into a new year. And so, really, nothing is new and nothing really changes. Nothing, what I can say, nothing changes. Things are literally still the same. So, we end up generating an insanity cycle. Instead of producing a new year, we really is just producing the same year and living it over and over again. Do you all remember that movie Groundhog's Day? That's just how it is. We're waking up and it's the same day and nothing is changing and we're repeating the same day. And I know none of you want to have a groundhog life. I know we all have been there where we really repeated the same year over and over. The location may have changed, but our mindset did not change. So I'm going to give you these three simple steps to help you have an intentional 2020. Although it's January, January has not left the building yet. So you still have time to change that mindset, put your goals and visions in order and start fresh. Don't give up. Let me give you these three simple steps to help you. The first step, of course, number one, transform your mind. You have to transform your mind. Before you can have a great new year, you have to put it in your mind that you want to change what wasn't working in the last year. So you have to get rid of all your old beliefs. And I would suggest that you get out a pen and a piece of paper and list all your old beliefs that did not serve you from last year or all the prior years. The same mindset you've been dragging into each year. Write down all those old beliefs. Then write new beliefs that will help you accomplish your 2020 goals. Now, the question you definitely need to ask yourself is, who do you need to become, or who do you have to be to make 2020 a new year? Number two, declutter without restraint. You might wonder, what do I really mean by that? So, I know for a lot of us, it's hard for us to let go. We just hold on to things, whether it's old boxes of junk and, clothes, and I'm going to fit into that size 8. I'm going to fit into it. I'm going to lose the weight and fit into the size 8 or size 10. We just hold on to a lot of things. Hold on to people that don't serve us anymore, and we don't want to let these people, places, or things go. So I know it's hard to let go, but in order for things to flow a lot better in your life, you got to let that stuff go. You got to just get rid of it. And so when you declutter each and area of your life, it'll help you gain clarity. So when you're resisting of letting go of the people and places and things that no longer serve your life, you're not going to be able to have a freshness. One thing I have learned is that when I let go of something, it is replaced with something better. But if I'm still holding on to something that doesn't serve me, whether it's a certain person, whether it's a place, whether it's a thing, I am not making room for God to put something else in that place, because that place is already held up with something else. So the Lord cannot give me something that He wants for me in the next level of my life, because I'm just holding on to the old. So in order to move forward in this new year, you have to declutter without restraint. You have to observe and reflect and think about what didn't work for you. What person, what thing, what place no longer serves the person that you're becoming and how you are growing. Sometimes we get scared and we allow people, places, and things to hold us back because we truly don't want to let them go, because we don't want to outgrow them. And life is about growth and evolving. So I'm challenging you to declutter without restraint. Let that person, let that place, let that thing go so you can grow and move forward in this new year. And number three, the last thing, is take action. Without action, you will not be able to accomplish your goals or visions for this year. Dreams and goals and visions only can become a reality when you take action. Small actions. If you start with small actions, eventually you will measure bigger actions towards your goals. So instead of overwhelming yourself, write down small actions that you can take each day towards that big goal. And the smaller goals that you take each day towards that bigger outcome and towards that bigger goal, you'll be moving closer and closer to that goal or that vision that you have for yourself. Don't let fear, procrastination, and making excuses to hold you back, because all these things are distractions to keep you from being intentional about your year. Fear for me was a big thing in my life, especially a decade ago, when I had to face all the internal issues that I was dealing with. I discussed that in episode 1. That's why I said, if you haven't listened to it, listen to episode 1. And I discussed all those different issues that I had to deal with and that I was faced with. And I allowed fear. Fear was a big thing that I constantly replayed in my life. Every time fear came up in me, I would just stand still. I would always make some excuse. I would procrastinate or put myself down and didn't believe in myself. Like, I can't accomplish that. I can't do that because of this person, because of that. It was always something. So I'm telling you and encouraging you to face your fears and replace your fears with faith and confidence in what you want to accomplish. You have to have the determination, the faith, and the confidence to accomplish your 2020 goals and your vision for this year. Do not allow this year to rush right past you, and then at the end of this year, come December 31st, 2020, you look back and say, man, I have to go into 2021 with the same goals and visions from this year. Don't let that be the case. There's a famous quote by Benjamin Franklin, and I hope I'm quoting this right. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I am encouraging you all that's listening in today. I don't want anyone to fail this year. So if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. With your planning, with your goals and with your visions, and as you have written them down and plan to execute them this year, I want you to be intentional. Stay laser focused. Mind your own business. Don't worry about what's going on around you. There's going to always be noise in the world. But if you stay laser focused on your goals, you're going to be able to accomplish them. So I am encouraging you on today to create an intentional year by transforming your mind, decluttering without restraint, and taking action. And I just want to say thank you for listening in again to Creating an Intentional Year, episode 2. Like I said, if you have not listened to episode 1, go back and listen to episode 1. And I encourage you, as always, live bold, live loud, and live authentically. And I'll catch you all next time. Have a great day.